Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. It is your favorite dark sorcerer, practicing warlock, and practicing necromancer. Today, I want to talk to you about the blessings of spirits. It's ironic that through the service and devout worship of these old gods, it's literally amazing how they end up turning hardships and trials into blessings. Over the last week or so, I've already done the video on what's going on at work and everything like that. But, with the price of living going up, you have your magical and spiritual workings that you're doing, you know, all of this stuff, including the purchases of the items that is needed for your rituals, your rites, ceremonies. It's getting harder and harder to find them, so you got to stock up. And then you find out, oh, they're canceling this so they can get these ones. Everybody wants the cheaper stuff. And it's like, then why don't you lower the prices on everything else? Go back to where people can actually afford things, you know? But no, that's just unfortunately the sad part is it's not going to happen that way. So the funny thing is that through your dedication and your commitment to these spirits, and I mentioned this in my last video, looking up the terms for servant, being a worshiper, a devotee, a devout, okay, of these spirits, these old gods, even. And when you petition for something and you're willing to accept the outcome of whatever may befall that shaking of the proverbial tree, it's really amazing to see what they do with it. For an example, today I dropped 1,078. That was just for rent. Okay. Now, ironically, this is after I got a letter stating that a major chunk of my income was going to vanish. Okay, due to being overpaid because I went from one job to another, so to speak, and yet here it is still being issued. And this is a blessing because the spirits are there giving it to you. They're making sure that you're receiving this stuff. And then on top of that, we went up to my family and I, my better half, and our 4-year-old son. We went up to Sam's Club and we got like $400 worth of groceries. 400, okay? Not joking. Basically, we bought out the store, if you will, as my better half would so colorfully put it. Only to find out that the Sam's Club membership had been revoked. Okay, not just revoked; it was just basically canceled. The subscription was canceled, and it was due to the fact that both my son's credit card and my own ended up getting hacked last month. So we ended up with new credit cards. So by the time the second came around, they couldn't renew it like they normally would. So they had no choice but to cancel it. And so we ended up setting up a whole new, subscription to Sam's Club and putting it back on automatic refill, sort of, so to speak. And then as we were checking out, we saw the price was like $400. Okay. And what's ironic is 15% discount. Okay. Why? Because it was points that we had built up. Okay. 15%. 15% right off the top. So we ended up paying like $50 less than what we normally would have. So we saved $50. Okay. And then on top of that, I went down to the town office to do my car, the registration because it was that time to renew, and it was supposed to be like $184. $184, right? Nope. Guess again. It was on with the discounts and everything. I ended up getting my registration for $10 cheaper. Okay, and this is thanks to these old gods because as I've told you guys in the past, when you go before the spirits, when you go before these gods, and you're willing to work with them, you're willing to put the time and the effort into your rites and rituals, they will give you blessings. Okay, and it's truly about how much you put in is what you get out of it. You know, I mean, I get a lot of people are working maybe one or two type jobs. And you can't really run a family on just one job apiece anymore. And so, what's interesting here is that you're seeing the benefits of your worship. You're seeing the benefits of all the dedication that you've been doing to your studies, to your practices, to your the applications of applying it to your life. You're not just furthering their agenda in this world and representing them as priests and priestesses of whatever tradition you're in, but here it is. They're returning that favor. They are returning that favor. Shadow Man, welcome to the channel, brother. I concur with you on that one, my friend. I concur with you. And it's funny because there was some good sized hardships last week that I had to overcome. And not just me, but my better half as well. And it's interesting that as soon as I dropped, you know, my other foot at the workplace, we went in today, literally the day after, and guess what? Here we are with all this savings, and it's like I think today we saved like about $80, give or take, total. That's $80 that we can put forth to gas. Okay, and because of our vehicles, I only have to load up on gas maybe once every 2 weeks. And that's due to the cars that we have. So I mean, when you're talking blessings of the spirits, they're literally looking at the government and going, "Fuck you." Literally, they're going, "Fuck you." Why? Because as Shadow Man just pointed out, greedy bastards for what they've done to us and our community. Well, how many times have I shown you the actual evidence that they have no right to do what they're doing due to violations of the Constitution, to the rights of women, for an example? I've shown you the proof, okay? I've shown it to you. I've read it to you, and I've given you the exact penal codes, okay? And the evidence. I put the time and effort into doing the research and from a wide range of things. That's showing my commitment and my dedication not only to my self growth and self evolution, but to the path of knowledge, wisdom, and evolution itself, to these spirits. They're showing you the avenue. All you have to do is walk it and apply it. Okay? That's all you got to do. It doesn't matter if you're working with Santa Morte. I work with Santa Morte. Okay? I work with demons. I work with very, very old gods, long forgotten. Okay? I don't just work with spirits of former humans and witches and warlocks. No, I'd work with a wide range of spirits. Okay. So, I mean, it's all you have to do is back up what you're preaching and make yourself available to the public. That's all you got to do. Outside of that, just be a devoted, committed, and dedicated practitioner. Be true to the spirits, and they will be true to you. Okay? I don't place stock in the world. I never do. Even the JCI, the Judo Christian Bible, clearly states this, and I want to quote this. And I want to say it's Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, the Gospels, and I want to say it's chapter 5, I think, in the book of Matthews, where it says, place your treasures in heaven and not on earth. Because the things here can get corroded, it can get corrupted, it can get stolen. Okay, but when you are placing all your stuff, your faith and your devotion into another dimension, another plane of existence, and working with spirits, old gods, I'm telling you right now, they're going to multiply. They're going to multiply it. I kid you not. All right. Mm. Well, if what I read on the app on my phone called Newsbreak is correct, and plus what you're seeing on the news and in the world, Shadow Man, basically the way the ad came out is that out of everyone that they questioned, said that the government is corrupted. Now, about 30% of them believe it's time to take up arms against the government. I agree with both of them. I really do. But here's the thing. You look at what they have in place right now, Shadow Man. Number one, officers with a psychology degree. If they deem you to be a threat to yourself or others, can go into your home and take your guns away, your weapons. That's a violation of the right to bear arms. Second Amendment. Okay. You have your religious beliefs and your voice being taken from you. That's a violation alone. Those two are a violation of the First Amendment. Okay. And I'm going to tell you right now that when an officer talks to you, you don't have to talk to them. Just hand them your license and registration and ask them, can I go now? Done. Because if they try to go further with conversation and all, you don't have to say a goddamn word to them. That's according to the Fourth and Fifth Amendment. And if they come into your home, they have to announce why they're there. If they don't, they are in violation of the Fourth and Fifth Amendments. Okay, and then you have the abortion rights. Trying to control a woman's reproductive, you know, aspects. Well, if you look at the 1010, what is it, Congress Act? I believe it's 117, if I remember correctly. It clearly states that a woman has a right to either terminate or bear a child based off health and safety. It goes further and states that no government agency, that includes the federal courts, local, state, and federal courts, do not have a right to interfere in that. So guess what? They fucked themselves right there, Shadow Man. Okay? And they're going even further within the 14th Amendment. Okay? So there's a lot of amendments from the United States Constitution being attacked right now. And that's on top of another American Revolution, this time against our own government, which would actually make it another civil war, which would weaken this country even further and open us up to World War III, okay, being invaded by, say, Russia, um, Korea, and what was the other one in the Red Dawn movies? I believe it was Cuba, Portuguese, South American, Mexico type aspects, coming from three different corners of the globe to the country. Yeah, you've seen the movies, you know what I'm talking about. It's ironic how Hollywood is literally showing you what's going on in the world and how the world is really resembling the Hollywood produced films. Hilarious. And then you got the church sitting back going, ha, guess what? We're going for Armageddon. Let's go. Our God's superior, yada, yada, yada. It's like, yeah, fuck you. But yeah, you see the point though. So, I mean, you got all these factions coming together and they're literally got the war in the Middle East. Ironically, everybody's aligning against Israel. Hmm. Yeah, that screams Armageddon because that's where the new Garden of Eden's supposed to be, the New Jerusalem. Yeah, ironically, how they're going with the JCI Armageddon aspect. Love it. And yet, no other religion is able to get into these other cultures, like, say, churches, hospitals, funeral homes, stuff like that. Apparently, that's illegal now. But yet, it's in violation of what makes up a protected religion. Yeah. And ironically, today alone, I ended up getting a 1 year anniversary from the American Fellowship, congratulating me on having another year's subscription of being an ordained minister. Yep, it's been 10 years already. Whew, I might as well go for bishop at this point. Hell, I probably will. I've been doing a lot of research on it. Check out the Canaan laws. You'll understand what I mean of what it makes up to be a minister according to the Vatican. So yeah, but like I said, even with all this restriction, even with all this crap coming down, rent going up next month to 1,150, for a one bedroom, it's funny as all hell because I'm sitting back and just looking at these spirits, and it's like I'm watching what they're doing. Okay, literally how they're watching my back, they're watching my family's back, and it's like you got all these people, these government agencies just throwing this and that at you, and it's like the spirits are just overriding it left and right. And they're just overriding it and going, you know what? This is my servant. I'm going to bless them. Where you're taking, I'm going to give it. And it's like, yep, hail Satan, hail Lucifer, hail Beelzebub, hail Astaroth, hail the nine kings. Mm, hell yeah. That's all I got to say. That is all I got to say. Exactly, Shadow Man. Exactly. Go to a stealth and practice. See, for me, it's more hand to hand, but I do like Athames. I've got one specifically to take your soul, but I keep that on the ritual room. But yeah, it's ironic that a lot of people today, a lot of practitioners are giving their power away. They're just giving their power away and they're laying down and rolling over like good little sheep to the Christians, to the church, to the governments. Nobody really does their own homework anymore. And it's ironic. And you think, they would, especially with all the fallacies that are out there. I I came across, just for out of an example, I came across a small video by Tom Hanks talking about the Tucson, not the Tucson, but the Tulsa massacre. Tulsa massacre. Apparently, from what I read on Google, after hearing what Tom Hanks had to say, I Googled it. From what I understand, this was actually a very successful community of African Americans. The Klan, the Ku Klux Klan, and a number of other white factions went in and basically murdered women, men, and children. Yeah, this was back in 1927, I think it said, if I remember correctly. Yeah, and then since then we have all these equal rights, and then they're still hating, the whites even after all this time. Yeah, and it's a good thing I don't consider myself Caucasian, especially I consider myself Native American on my dad's side. I'm like a half breed. Yep, half breed. That's right, I said it. I'm a half breed. Yep, kind of like that Tim McGraw song, Chippewa. No, just kidding. I'm actually Penobscot and Passamaquoddy on my dad's side. So, but yeah, it's ironic. I was thinking about this, and he's actually right. They teach about the Boston Tea Party. They talk about all these massacres that have taken place, how people have burned villages, how they've gone in and burned foods, crops, poisoned wells of water. You know, but they talk about the bloody war of the Civil War. They talk about Vietnam. They teach this stuff. They teach how you know during Woodstock how many people got killed. You know, you got the women's rights movements. You got a whole bunch of different things, including diseases and how custard, was well known for wiping out Native Americans, and yet nobody's teaching on the Tulsa massacre. I mean, if you look at what the schools are teaching now, when I was in school, they taught a whole bunch. Now they only teach a fraction of what they taught me. I looked at what my nephew's 15 years younger than me, 15 years younger. And he and I were sitting there talking one day, and I couldn't believe how much they left out. Doing my own research into the priesthoods, going into various different religions, regions of the world, from the Hexa to the Strega to the Necromancer to the Black Adept, the mages and sages of the world, the old world, and it's like, yeah, fuck, man, Christians have it all wrong. The world has it all wrong. You know, and then seeing where a lot of people are going, well, you have to pay us to become initiate. Bullshit. Bullshit. The spirit taps you on the shoulder. The spirits choose you. It's up to you to listen to the spirits or not. And if you close yourself off, you look at all these wannabe armchair magicians. These ones that are more interested in popularity and ego, pride. You know what I'm saying? This stuff here, no wonder they're not getting ahead. They're corrupting the materials. They're going by corrupted materials. They're not just following corrupted materials. They're creating corrupted materials, and they're just doing what everybody else is doing. Why don't you break away from that? Listen to the spirits. Get to know the spirits. Work for the spirits. Worship them. Give them offerings. Give them sacrifices. Give them gifts. Become a devout to the spirit and watch just what they're willing to do for you. And I look at my life. I mean, the only thing that my family and I are looking for right now is either a bigger apartment and or a single family home. That's all we're looking for right now. And I know that there's a time and a place for that. Because I have faith. I have faith in the spirits that I serve, that I worship. You know, and it's like I'm getting on social media. Like, I posted my essay on the priesthood. A Wiccan and pagan group on Facebook denied the essay, denied the essay. And I gave multiple different sources, multiple different regions of the world, different religions. And I'm talking over 4,000 words in this essay. That's like 8 pages of printed paper. And that's single printed paper. Okay. Now they have printers that actually print both sides, which is the one my better half purchased. Yeah, I don't get it. But my point is, if people actually buttoned down, dedicated themselves, did their own research, got out of their own way, get away from society, they would learn, they would grow. Maybe this world would be better instead of being on a verge of nuclear holocaust and civil war. Who fucking knows? My point is this, though: when you're committed, dedicated, it's amazing how they look at their devouts and they'll go, "All right, you've been doing good. You're learning. You're a great apprentice. You're a great student of ours. You're honing your skills. You're putting the time and effort in. We're going to give you this. We're going to give you this." Like today, like I said, roughly about $80, give or take a little bit. About $80 saved today. $80 that I can now turn around and apply to something else. That is what it means to be a devout, to have faith in the spirits, the gods that you serve. Because when you serve their interest, they will serve your interest in return. It is a give and take relationship. A give and take relationship, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm telling you point blank, I look at where my family is today, how these spirits have blessed my family, and I look at my enemies and how little that they have. One in particular is homeless. His woman and his child kicked his ass out. His business partner, literally called him out on his fraudulent activity, his behavior, and I'm watching this guy losing everything because he's so prideful, he's so boastful that he's unwilling to grow and evolve and change. And basically, the Maleficarum Dictorum is a self-made curse. And you know what? He cursed himself, and now he's reaping what he served and what he sown. And I've got no pity for the guy. I really don't, because the spirits don't ask for much. They don't ask for much. Whatever time you have available, study. Whatever time you have available, apply it to your life. Apply it to your rites and your rituals. Give back. Give back to them and watch what they're willing to do in your life. Just in the last year, the last 9 months, I went from a very stressful time to having 2 new cars and a very good paying job. Blessing on top of blessing on top of blessing. I'm not joking. I'm telling it to you straight. Put the time in, put the work in, give back, become a devout. It doesn't matter what religion you're in, it doesn't matter what philosophy you're in. Like I said, you could be worshiping the Orisha, the Loa, the demons, the Jinn, fallen angels. Hell, you could be working with just your ancestral spirits, just the disincarnated spirits, former humans, you know, it doesn't matter. Watch what they do in your life. It's parallel, literally. They're working in the spiritual, you're working in the physical, hand in hand, like so. Give and take. They give, you give. They take, you take. You give, they'll bless you. It's amazing. I have in my ritual room right now, I have given, I don't know how much money to the spirits. Every so often, I will take some of that money because it is for the path, it's for the current, and it's towards me being a devout to them. It's going to further my devoutness and my practices to them, especially with bringing what they represent into this world. So it goes to buying things like incense, charcoal, the ingredients for, say for example, making a cloak, something that would benefit the current, something that would benefit them and what they're trying to do in our world. But I would also turn around and put down double the next time. So when I get paid, if I take $20 from that box, from that offering box, I put $40 back. You see how that works? You take 20, you put 40 back. You double it. As a saying, thank you for this honor. Thank you for this gift. But I give back to you. For the blessing that you have given me, I give back to you. Thank you. Thank you for letting me be a devout. Thank you for letting me be your apprentice. And watch what they do. They open up doors. We don't always see those doors, but they open them. We end up walking through. Like yesterday afternoon, for an example, I told you this in the last video about how my manager decided, oh, I'm going to single this guy out again. So I ended up being called in under false pretense. Guess what? The spirits opened it up, flipped it around on him, flipped it right around for my benefit, for my family's benefit. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about when I say these spirits are working parallel to what we're doing. And we likewise are working parallel to what they're doing. They have an agenda just like we do. And when you come together and help each other out, they'll watch over you. They will give back. They will give to you as much as you give to them. I work 3 days a week, have 4 days off to relax and recuperate. I apply all that time to studies, research, practice. That is my way of giving back. More so, all that knowledge and all that wisdom that I'm writing, I've got essays, 4 essays of 4,000 words already. And that's per essay. That's per essay. Roughly about 4,000 words. And it's still going. It's still going. It's amazing how they're guiding me to this material. They'll guide you as well. Some of you that are following and watching this, you know what I'm talking about because you're doing the exact same thing. But these newcomers, they're looking for truth. They're looking for facts. They're looking for personalized experience with certain spirits. Some of them may be, that they're connecting to. Maybe it's the unholy triumvirate. Lucifer, Beelzebub, and Astaroth. Maybe it's the guardian demons. Maybe it's the 8 sub-princes of hell, the 9 goetic spirits. Who knows? But you see my point. You see my point. But I'm not going to waste any more of your time on this. It's up to you to apply it to your life, not me. I can tell you, you won't regret it. You won't. But don't expect things up front. It could take days, it could take weeks, months, even years before they open the doors. Other times it's right up in your face. They have their own time frame of doing things, just like we do. Certain times of the year. But you got to live by their creeds. You got to dedicate yourself to them, commit yourself to them, have faith in them. I know that's asking a lot. I know you're like, why would I give myself to a spirit? Why would I hand my trust and my faith over to a spirit? Maybe a demon. I've heard all the stories. Do or don't. That's on you. I'm not going to tell you what to do, what to believe. That's on you. But what I am going to tell you is that I don't regret a thing. I don't regret a thing because I'm seeing what what I'm reaping is what I've sown. I'm staying true to who I am and to the spirits that I serve, and I'm watching the benefits come. Can you say the same? I'm not going out and attacking people. I'm not feeding into the hype or the drama. Nope, I won't play that game. I play to win. I'm in it for the power, the knowledge, but I'm in it for the spiritual awakening. I'm in it for the self evolution, self mastery of all that they're willing to teach me so I can apply it to my life and that of my family. So, what if we're going to into another civil war? So, what if we're about on the verge of a nuclear holocaust? Doesn't mean my faith's going to change. My faith's not going to change. Who I am is not going to change. I'm all about the spirits. I'm all about the magic, the sorcery. I'm all about that. But I'll share with you sources. I will share with you what I've learned. If the last 14 years of this channel has not taught you that, perhaps you're in the wrong religion, the wrong philosophy. Maybe you're just too prideful to admit that you need to learn some things. Yeah. But like I said, I'm not here to tell you what to believe. I'm not here to twist your arm. I'm here to give you the facts, the sources, the materials, the references to where my studies have taken me, to where these spirits have guided me to. And I've told you point blank, since becoming a practicing necromancer, I've learned 10 times more than I did the 30 years prior. 30 years prior. 5 years. Amazing. But like I said, it's up to you. Hit that subscribe button, the notification button if you want. Do or don't, it's up to you. Till next time. Shadow Man, thanks for jumping on here with me. Thanks for participating. And for the other 3 that are on here watching, thanks for jumping on here with me. I hope this is enlightening. I hope it's inspirational. Remember two things. Whatever you preach, always back it up with facts, multiple sources. And most importantly, make yourself available to the public because you report to the public, not to yourself, and you also report to the spirits and the spirit and the entities that you serve, not yourself. All right. Have a good day.